Denise Charles has retained the Soufriere seat for the Dominica Labour Party. Micro, small and medium-sized enterprise policy development gets underway, and Dominica's Diabetic eye care program gets rave reviews. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani Saint-Jean.
And I'm Lourianne Graham Carter. Stay with us for the details of the headline stories after this.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Got it? Taking care of us can be so easy.
Take good care of the children.
Thanks for staying with us. The Dominica Labour Party has retained its seat in the Soufriere constituency. Voters of Soufriere, Scott's Head, Gallion and Point Michel went to the polls on Tuesday and chose DLP's Denise Charles, newcomer to the scene, over returning United Workers' Party candidate Higgs Adams. Before the official results were in, celebrations had already begun in Point Michel and Soufriere. By the time all polling stations had reported, mini motorcades and street jams were in full swing. DLP supporters of all ages, including party government officials, crowded the streets late into the evening. At each of the 11 polling stations of the district, Charles won by more than twice the number cast for Adams. In the end, Charles won 70% of the votes with 1,342, leaving 560 crosses for Adams, 30 spoiled ballots and 2 rejected ballots.
I feel great. Today is an important day for the Soufriere constituency. We have made history. We have rejected the politics of hate and destructiveness, and we have said loud and clearly that we are ready to come together to build our constituency.
The new parliamentary representative outlined her plans to focus on the people.
I look forward to continuing on the platform we have built in the Soufriere constituency. As I mentioned throughout the campaign, I'm going to focus on the people, developing their skill sets. I'm going to focus on sports development.
She went on to list small business, fishing and farming development. Charles emphasized that she intends to work on creating a skilled human resource equipped to take advantage of the upcoming opportunities. Political leader of the DLP and Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit congratulated Denise Charles, saying that the landslide win sends a strong message.
Clearly, the result is a total and absolute rejection of the politics of Lennox Linton and the Workers' Party. The politics of division, the politics of hate, the politics of negativity. The people here are sending a clear message that they do not want this in Dominica. They want to be encouraged, they want to be motivated, they want to be given hope, and they want a leader and a government and a party that is prepared to elevate them from where they are, to make life better for the way they are. And people are fed up with this negative talk that Lennox Linton is preaching in Dominica. And Dominican politics have never known this before. And they are sending a clear message that they do not want this kind of politics in Dominica.
He adds that the DLP government is grateful to the people of this constituency and pledges to never forget them. Honorable Dr. Skerrit says it is now time to turn all eyes towards the upcoming economic boom in the South.
She has a number of very exciting projects coming in stream in this constituency. You have the Jungle Bay, which will be 60 villas, 120 rooms. You have Wakotlet, some 35 villas, creating jobs for literally hundreds of people, construction jobs, permanent, sustainable jobs. Plus you have Petit Colibri that will be opening very soon. So this constituency is where the action is going to be in the next few years. And we'll continue to improve on this, issues of education, issues of youth employment, expand the fishing to ensure that the fishermen can take advantage of the tourism investments in there. And I believe in the next couple of weeks or so, we will sign the agreement with Sam Raphael of Jungle Bay, and as he has indicated, work will commence before the end of 2016. So these are not pie-in-the-sky promises. These are real, practical, genuine, honest commitments that we're making to the people of this constituency.
Asked about government's intentions for Denise Charles, the head of government said her task is now to represent the people well and continue the excellent work of her predecessors, Sam Martin and Ian Pinard. So, Lourianne, we see another big win here for the Dominica Labour Party, and I'm sure across Dominica Labour Party supporters are probably still celebrating, or I'm sure they're still celebrating the win of that by-election last night. And today,
more celebrations today.
Today is the Prime Minister's birthday. Yes.
So Denise has really given him a great birthday present. I mean, she won with 1,342
votes. Yes.
16 more than Mr. Pinard won in 2014. So,
yes.
I mean, that is so great for her. And how much did she win more than Mr. Adams?
She won, I think, over 700 votes more. And, you know, in an opposite way, he lost 262 or so more votes than the last general election. So he lost popularity while the Dominica Labour Party gained popularity. Yeah. And we're seeing, you know, that there's hope for the Soufriere constituency, because there's so many more developments that's going to take place in that constituency with Jungle Bay coming soon, yes, you know, to their area. And this result, you know, is really going to, you know, bring a lot of development, a lot of job creation, and you know, see several industries like fishing and farming really take off, you know, in that part of the island.
That's true. Well, more things happening in Soufriere constituency. I guess there's more to look out for in that constituency.
And more things happening in Dominican politics too. Yeah. Another woman added to cabinet.
Oh yes,
another woman.
This makes it number 9?
Number 6.
Number 6.
So 6 men, six women, and 9 men. So great things happening in Dominica.
Great. The first in a series of targeted and formalized interactions for the preparation of a small business policy got underway on Wednesday, June 8, 2016. This micro, small, medium enterprise policy development consultation forms part of the Ministry of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development's drive to further enhance and develop the business sector. These activities will ultimately lead to a Small Business Act for Dominica. Executive Director of the Small Business Support Unit, Alexander Stevenson, gave the opening remarks.
Every one of us participating recognizes the need for a policy framework that will govern micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and entrepreneurship, so that pointed, strategic, and synergistic support can be provided to all citizens, particularly the youth, rural women, physically challenged persons with disabilities, and persons with brilliant, creative, and innovative ideas for transforming Dominica's economy, but constrained in making these ideas germinate and prosper. A key outcome that I personally look forward for in this series of consultations is our definition of what a small business is.
In her address, the Honorable Minister for Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, Rosalind Paul, stated that micro, small and medium-sized enterprise, or MSME, plays a vital role in Dominica's economy.
The MSME sector is recognized globally as key to economic development of any nation. Here in Dominica, my government recognizes the importance of the MSME sector as a vibrant contributor to the economic and social transformation of Dominica. Already, we note that small businesses in Dominica continue to contribute significantly to the annual GDP and provides employment for over 60%. It is therefore imperative that we establish clear statements, mandates, and guidelines to govern the functioning of that sector. I commend the attempts that have been made so far, although the work is not complete. Hence, with the establishment of my ministry, the Ministry of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, we recognize the importance of this document and the need to complete it by year end. We also note that we must take a participatory and inclusive approach to ensuring a holistic and comprehensive policy for the MSME sector, hence the series of consultations.
The minister called on participants to be open for the duration of the consultation.
Today is the first of these consultations, and you are the first group of participants who are being consulted, and we therefore call on you to be open, frank, and positive. Most of all, be solution-oriented to make a difference in the development of that policy. Your openness and frankness is required in order to arrive at clear, realistic positions that would ensure that the MSME sector is built on a solid foundation. The critical issues, the challenges, and solutions to make this sector formidable would have to be articulated in this policy. And so we cannot overemphasize the importance of your contribution today. As Minister for Commerce, I am committed to ensure that this policy is completed and adopted by the government for implementation thereafter. My staff is also committed to ensuring that this exercise yields the desired objective for the benefit of advancing the MSME sector with clear, prioritized policies.
She hopes that the final MSME policy will be implemented through a coordinated and collaborative effort following formal adoption. The series of consultations will be facilitated by Milton Lawrence, who has extensive experience in the field, being a former consultant for organizations such as the Canadian International Development Agency, USAID, and the United Nations Development Program and the Commonwealth Secretariat. He gave his hopes for the consultation.
Hopefully we can come up with a document and a series of recommendations that are reasonable, practical, and workable. There's no point in asking people to do things that they either cannot do or are totally unwilling to do. So I think part of the guidance that we need in the process of developing this policies is to make sure that what we request is feasible, can be done, and reasonable.
In more news, Tina Alfred will have the honor to receive the Queen Elizabeth Young Leaders Award. The Young Leaders Award program discovers, celebrates, and supports exceptional young people from across the Commonwealth while leaving a lasting legacy of Her Majesty the Queen. Several people are nominated for this award yearly. The young people are awarded for their contributions to their communities and for using their skills to transform lives. Chief Executive Officer of the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Trust, Dr. Astrid Bonfield, gave some details about the program.
It's a very exciting program. We pick each year, for 4 years only, 60 of the best young leaders from right across the Commonwealth. So that means there are 53 countries in the Commonwealth. You can have one with a population of almost 1 billion, like India, or one like Dominica with a population of 70,000. And yet each year we've found an exceptional young talent in this country. The programme has 2 parts. It's a distance learning programme with the University of Cambridge, which we hope will help our young leaders develop further their leadership skills. But it also includes a really exciting week in London, and Miss Alfred will be joining us in London in just a couple of weeks. Last year, for example, the Queen's Young Leaders met with the Prime Minister at Number 10, the BBC, Twitter. They visited businesses, Cambridge University, but perhaps most memorably, they received their award from Her Majesty the Queen, and this is what Miss Alfred will be doing in just a couple of weeks. So we're all enormously proud of her, enormously proud of Dominica.
Alfred coordinates the Victim Support Program at Lifeline Ministries, working to support teenagers who have experienced gender-based violence. She helped to launch the Coalition for the Protection of Children and Youth and is a member of the Dominica National Council of Women. Alfred is working with women's groups on the island promoting the mandatory reporting of sexual offences and hopes to set up a 24-hour helpline for those seeking to escape violence and abuse. In 2015, she was awarded a scholarship to attend the University of the West Indies, where she produced a research project justifying the need for a family court in Dominica. Alfred says that she feels privileged to receive this award. She wants to use this opportunity to continue the work which she has started for the further development of Dominica.
I feel privileged and honored to be the recipient of Her Majesty the Queen Young Leaders Award. I look forward to going up to London, and I'm already doing the online program, which is a very interesting program. And I just look forward to going to London and to continue to use the Queen Young Leader as my platform, to continue to raise awareness of gender-based violence, to continue to advocate for survivors of gender-based violence, and to continue to be a voice for the voiceless.
Alfred will receive a unique package of training, mentoring and networking, including a one-week residential program in the UK, during which she will collect her award from Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II at the Buckingham Palace. Last year, Kellen George, founder of the Sickle Cell Cares Foundation, received this award. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. The OECS Commission has extended congratulations to the newly elected government of St. Lucia and the Honorable Prime Minister Alan Chasney following the United Workers' Party electoral victory at the general elections of June 6, 2016. In a press release dated June 7, 2016, the OECS Commission says it is heartened by the peaceful conduct of the elections and commends the electorate and the political parties for the restraint and high level of maturity which was manifested throughout the process. The OECS Commission looks forward to welcoming the newly elected government of St. Lucia into the OECS family and assures the government and people of its continued commitment to service and to the promotion of the country's interests as a member of the OECS Economic Union, regionally and internationally. In this regard, the OECS says it recommits itself to working closely with the government of St. Lucia and in the furtherance of the objectives of the countries and of the organization. The OECS Commission also took the opportunity to express sincere thanks to the outgoing Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Dr. Kenny Anthony, for his contribution to the work of the organization and for the guidance and support extended to the Commission during its tenure as head of government.
Chief Executive Officer of the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Trust, Dr. Astrid Bonfield, is impressed with the Dominica Diabetic Screening and Treatment Program. Dr. Bonfield was given a tour of the eye clinic at the Princess Margaret Hospital to see firsthand how the program is being executed. The over €1 billion Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Trust is a 4-year program implemented in Belize, Jamaica, St. Lucia and Dominica. The trust provides training and equipment for the program. Dr. Bonfield explained that the trust has selected countries which were ready to take the program to the next level.
What an impressive program, packed full with people, incredible equipment, very committed staff. I was delighted to see what I saw this morning. And what I thought was perhaps most exciting this morning is that this is going to be a national program. So there'll be screening here in the hospital, but also the mobile camera goes out to the districts, so everyone can be screened and then if needed can be treated. The Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Trust has been set up to be life limited. So we're going to have one 5-year programme, we're going to spend all of our money and then we're going to close, and our job is to make sure that these programmes leave a lasting legacy for the Queen. So that's why when we were selecting where we were going to work, we chose countries where we felt that there was a possibility of sustainability, because the programme is embedded in the public health system. We'll be calling on the Minister of Health later this afternoon, and I really look forward to discussing how the programme will continue when the Trust has ceased to exist.
On the tour, Dr. Bonfield learned of one young lady who had developed diabetic retinopathy after failing to do her yearly eye screening.
Unica is 31. Now I have been seeing Unica from age 10 for screening for diabetic retinopathy, and her mom was very diligent in bringing her every year to have her eyes checked up until the age of 17. So her next screening would have been at 18, when she would be considered an adult and she can do it on her own. Well, Unica chose not to visit us. And the next time she came at age 27, she had very aggressive proliferative diabetic retinopathy. And we did everything, multiple lasers, injection into her eye with the Avastin, surgery for glaucoma, and unfortunately it all went down and Unica is now irreversibly blind. We encouraged her to join the Dominica Association of Persons with Disability. She learned how to use the computer, and I was pleasantly surprised the other day I got an email from her, so I know she's computer literate now, and she is now the secretary to that organization. So, she just corrected me, she's a vice president. So she is moving on with her life.
Dr. Bonfield reacted to the case of the young lady.
The really startling thing is the rates of diabetes across the Caribbean, and it's not just a Caribbean problem, it's a global problem. And I think the strongest message that Dr. Ricketts gave us this morning was that you must get your eyes checked annually. If you get your eyes checked annually, you can be prevented from going blind. But we also saw a young 31-year-old woman who is now completely blind because she didn't get her eyes checked, and by the time she did, the retinopathy had gone too far. I mean, there was some light in that story because she's done extraordinary things by getting herself trained and is contributing to the community. But I think that was my strongest message about getting your eyes screened, and then problems can be detected and stopped.
As part of her visit, Dr. Bonfield also made a courtesy call on the Minister for Health. She hopes that the rest of the region will use the program as a model for diabetic eye care. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is up next with Creole Highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, ministre commerce a conduit un série workshop pour trainer mon petite entreprise en Dominique. Premier en série ce workshop ça prend place aujourd'hui en hôtel Garaway en Roseau. Selon ministre commerce honorable Rosalind Paul, c'est traitement ça qui positionné ministre la formuler en policy pour petite entreprise en Dominique.
Aujourd'hui, ministre small ministry, commerce enterprise, every small business. Nous avons commencé EP consultation, ça nous avons créé meeting pour joindre monde pour faire une contribution pour un policy, nous avons fait un policy document pour small business en Dominique. Et c'est important pour monde qui ni business ou bien monde qui a supporté small business pour ba l'idée pour faire ba solution mettez toute l'idée ideas ça comment ideas ensemble pour informer ça nous qu'a fait. So c'est ça nous premier là aujourd'hui en Roseau demain nous en Guatans et on l'autre jour nous en Rosalie. So tout le monde mon pays là ça fait une contribution pour policy document pour small business à Dominique. Monsieur Milton Lawrence c'est mon là qui a facilité consultation là.
À la nouvelle, Labour Party Dominica a célébré victoire pour bail élection qui prend place en constituency Kachakou. Candidat Dominica Labour Party, Honorable Denise Charles, sorti à tête et puis 1300 avec 42 votes, qu'a battu candidat opposition UWP, Higgs Adams, qui tapé 500 avec 60 votes. Plusieurs monde qui a supporté Labour Party Dominique, t'es bien célébrer victoire là, bien habillé en linge rouge. Charles bat Adams en toute polling station pendant l'élection là. Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt a permis plaisir d'autres complémenter Honorable Charles à ses victoires. Charles fait promettre pour travailler à 50 PEP et puis en l'intérêt constituency là pour continuer le développement qui déjà commencé. Et puis finalement, travail qui a en place mais formidable pour démolition Westbridge en Roseau. Le gouvernement Dominique a awardé un contrat pour la compagnie NSG Hot Babad pour bâtir projet $18 millions. Plusieurs monde qui tapé travail à ce projet-là qui est expecté pour finir en une année. Le projet ça là venu bien nécessaire qu'on pont là bâtir en longtemps et puis il était ça la conditionné danger pour monde qui a servi. Il y a l'autre aspect projet ça là c'est pour bâtir un gros miroir pour mitigation la rivière en Roseau. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle Créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Here are a few hurricane preparedness tips. Know your emergency shelters. Contact the National Disaster Office for the closest shelter. And have disaster supplies on hand like flashlights and a portable battery-operated radio and extra batteries. You will also need a first aid kit, non-perishable food and water. It is necessary for you to protect your windows and permanent shutters offer the best protection. A lower cost approach is to put up plywood panels. Make time to cut all dead or weak branches on any trees in your property.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on our past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is now available also on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS production team, I am Lourianne Graham Carter.
And I'm Kimani Saint-Jean. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.